when a person packs a kit for emergency disasters for tornado and a hurricane, are they any different?
No, no. You have a disaster supplies kit, okay, which is basically the idea there is telling folks you're going to be thrown back 100 years in time to a place where you have no electricity, you have no telephone. You know, you're back where, you know, your great-grandparents were. Now deal with it, okay? So what are you going to do as far as food, water, your medicine, communications, lighting when it gets dark, you know, all those sorts of things. The same issues. You know, the fact that a tornado lasts less than 1 minute and a hurricane can last 12 hours is quite irrelevant. It's the aftermath that we're talking about. And then the other thing that you should have is a condensed version, and that's what we call a go kit. And that's one that you can grab a plastic bin or a backpack or whatever and hit the road if you are told to evacuate.
Make sure it's waterproof.
And then you've got your basics with you that you need, so that you're not scrambling at the last minute for things. I've watched picture after picture after picture these last 2 weeks out of Colorado, agonizing pictures of people trying to scramble in a matter of minutes to get things before evacuating a fast-moving wildfire that in now hundreds of cases has wiped out homes. And, you know, again, you're not going to save everything. But like I tell the kids, when I go to particularly with the fourth graders, we talk a lot about stuff. And we talk about not dying for your stuff. Everyone acquires stuff. Lord knows you and I have stuff, okay? We got it. Tommy had stuff. He had a big garage sale, got rid of all of it. But anyway, we had stuff, all right? And you can get more. We can't get more of you. And that's the part that needs to be driven home.
Good morning, you're on the show.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Yeah, and I've told people, right, I've told people, it's amazing, thank you, and that just brings the memories flooding back. I, of course, went to school for 6 years in you know, right there on Cooper Street in Punta Gorda. 3 years of junior high, 3 years of high school. The junior high
6, 7, 8, 9
was, no, 7, 8, 9.
7, 8,
and
9,
then 10, 11, 12 at that time. And I can tell you for a fact, and even when I started here in Charlotte County, you know, going back when I was in the appraiser's office and working in the 80s, but back through the 70s and 80s, you know, the city itself would be underwater from June through September.
Every afternoon.
You could not drive down Carmelita from Taylor Road and not see lot after lot after lot covered with water and houses surrounded by standing water. And in Port, in Port Charlotte, when you would drive up around some of the areas and look at the swales, and those swales would, you know, you'd have, ultimately there'd be cattails growing in them. There was, the water was there for so very long. Now, to the, I understand. Here's the other thing. Let's think a minute. We have not had the flooding over the seawalls since 2004 with Francis and Jean. Those are the storms that exited the state north of Tampa. They hit over on the East Coast,
came through,
threatened us, passed off north of Tampa, and then brought a backwash surge up into the harbor and over our seawalls and into the streets. We've not seen that. Guess what? 50% of the people here are new since 2004. And those new folks, those new folks have not experienced a true tropical rain event until these last 5 days.
Exactly. Thank you, dear. Good morning.
And that's what the smart person will do. You know, will have,
Yep.
you know, those few most vitally important things, knowing where they are. I mean, you don't have to, you know, keep it in that thing, but knowing where you can quickly get your hands on a little portfolio with your papers or whatever in it, and get any important keepsakes or jewelry pieces or whatever, and get the heck out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Which, of course, now the smart thing is to digitize.
Yes.
You know, digitize all those keepsake pictures. You know, even if you have old snapshots and things, scan them and digitize them and have them on a thumb drive, for crying out loud. Pick it up and put it in your pocket and hit the trail.
Thank you, Michael. Well, Michael, with you, that's housing papers, right? That's house papers, right? Mortgage certificate, yeah. You can just change those all around. Thanks, buddy. Good morning, everybody. Hippo's in the house. We thank you very much for joining us this morning, and we'll be back right after this.
Tommy, that's sliding south now. Look,
Yeah, it is.
That big cell right there is just going to clip the Cape-A's. No, look at the other one. The Cape-A's Peninsula.
Right here?
That's going to come south. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's finally starting to shift a little
Yep.
southeast.
Maybe we'll see some sunshine today.
You know, we had one yesterday that was a monster squall line. Late in the mid-afternoon was coming down, and the Weather Service posted a special weather statement for a significant weather event, saying, uh-oh, here we go again, torrential rain, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and then I'm watching it, and it started lifting north.
Yeah.
It started pulling off to the north. And,
Have you seen
and then
the,
we got just a little bit of light rain.
Have you seen the storm tracks on this particular map?
Yeah, that's Weather Underground, isn't it?
Yeah,
sure.
underground.
Yeah.
But watch the storm tracks. And then what they do is they number each one of them, and you come down here and you can tell at what height it was in rain and all that good stuff.
Tommy, you should have been a meteorologist.
Well,
It could have put you through school. You'd have been fascinating.
Well, I love weather. I love the. I'm fascinated with it. How it changes, how quickly it just. It's unbelievable.
It explains why
Having lived in Fort Lauderdale.
my 15-year-old wants to go to meteorology school.
Well,
Send the Linden.
the Harbor Nissan Reed, is that okay?
No.
Run it out of there?
Oh, wait a minute. You have to play it for me, Tommy. I may have redone that yesterday. Put it on cue, Tommy.
How about Obama's thing on
I know. Tommy, just...
You can't put it on cue.
He doesn't
I
get
don't have
it.
the cue button up.
He just
Hi everybody, Jeff Collins. If you're looking for a new deal for a new car, well, I'll tell you what.
I know what I want to
You're
ask
saying
you.
you don't have enough money, your
No, you can't play
finance is
that
not
one.
that
Hey.
good.
Can?
No.
How come on iHeart, on when I'm listening on here,
Yeah.
how come there's two different feeds when you go to
We don't
commercial
know.
break?
We don't know.
Well,
That
that's
started happening.
Okay,
that's-
that's not something, I was cursing you, saying, Tommy, get that's overlaid
No,
on the...
Tommy, it's a double.
no.
So there's two
It's a
things
double.
talking?
Yes, there's two, it's like the air monitor and the...
That's if you want to buy that commercial on CCF.
No, Tommy, he's not saying that.
I'm listening on this, Tommy, on iHeartRadio
And it's two
yesterday.
commercials playing
and
at the
there were
same time.
two feeds laid over top of each other.
When was this?
Yesterday morning.
Okay, yep, they still have a problem then because that's what I said when I
We
was up
said
in
it in.
Tampa.
We said
There were
it
at least
double
6
ticket.
breaks. Did
Yeah.
the same thing
Yeah, I
happen?
know, okay, yeah, they can still have a problem. I'll talk to Todd about that. Because when I was
I
in Tampa,
wasn't sure if it was
listening to the
air.
show, when we went to break, it was two audio
Yeah,
sources.
it's still happening.
Okay. All right, I'll let Todd and I'll let,
Yeah, delete that
Facebook.
Harbor Nissan one. I'll do
All right, it's
it.
gone.
Every Friday on AM 1580 WCCF.
Your Charlotte Stone Crabs are home for 2 games against the Fort Myers Miracles starting tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. at Charlotte Sports Park. Tomorrow's also another Joe Crab.
So what would you like to do?
She doesn't know.
No.
I mean, you have an area that you think you'd like to concentrate on? I mean, obviously, television's
Well, my
certainly...
major is actually psychology.
Really?
Yeah.
Dr. Phil?
But I don't want to. I don't want to like listen to
Here we
other
go.
people's problems.
Yeah.
Okay. Could be a problem.
Hey, have you been shopping for a new car? or a used car. Well, I'll tell you what, the largest event ever held in Port Charlotte is being held at the former location of Southern Trust Auto Sales, and it has been sold. That location has been sold. There's a huge tent being put up for the huge off-site sale event. Buy a car, grab some cash. Buy a car, get 3 years maintenance free. Buy a car, get free service. Buy a car, get free window tint, get free navigations. You get thousands in savings on dealer consignments, dealer demos, repos, one owner low miles vehicles. Buy a car, grab some cash in their money machine. Details at offsitecarsale.com. That's offsitecarsale.com. Do it today. Stop by Harbor Nissan across the street or Southern Trust that used to be, and find some great deals at Harbor Nissan. That's today. Jeff Collins with you this morning, and we got Wayne Salade here with us for the final half hour of this Today Show, and we've been talking about the storms in the track. And Debbie, we just saw that the storm that was the line of squalls that was over the top of us has moved south.
It's sliding south. People are going to be saying out there, yeah, right, it's still raining here, but yes, but it is beginning to show signs that it's moving off a little bit more to the southeast. So hopefully it'll cycle down over North Fort Myers area, where they of course don't need it either. Because here's the bad news, and I know we're going to hear this. Mark my word. By later today or tomorrow, we're going to start to hear the nightmare stories out of the Bayshore area and the North Fort Myers area about sheet flow. Because our water, Charlotte County's rainfall, runs downhill to the Caloosahatchee River.
Right.
And it has to run through North Fort Myers and the Bayshore, what they call the Bayshore Fire District, off Bayshore Road. And every time it does, those poor folks flood. And it's just not, it's just the way it is. Yeah. It's the way topography is.